Good day, viewers. Please sit back, relax, and enjoy the news today. Please feel free to share what you think and feel. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe.
Of the National General Assembly that took place on Sunday the 22nd at Diepkloof. Now, commanders, we will also be giving you a way forward on what we had agreed on the assembly. It was held in Diepkloof Welfare Center, and it was the first General National Assembly. It was a historical event, I must say, because it was the first ever since Operation Dudula has registered as a political party. It was historical because it was the founding National General Assembly called by the National Executive of Operation Dudula under the theme Lasgado. Those who don't understand what Lasgado means, it means train. Now, it was themed Lasgado because it happened at the time when foreign nationals have taken over 90% of the South African township economy. And the state is literally saying nothing about it. It also took place at a time when South Africa has been grey listed and loses more than 150 billion rands on illicit cigarettes, pharmaceutical and alcohol products that are being manufactured by non-South Africans. Now, South Africans, this assembly took place when 27.5 million, that's almost half of the South Africans' population, South Africans are depending on some form of social grant. Now, it also took place at a time when foreign nationals are ready to pick up guns and fight both our citizens and the law enforcers. We might have seen some of the videos trending in Springs, that's in the East Rand of in Gauteng, where foreign nationals have started to retaliate. But we'll talk about that in the next few minutes. Now, this also took place when foreign nationals are also willing to take over this country. Now, commanders, this assembly also takes place when service delivery in our communities has collapsed. Now, when I say service delivery has collapsed, I mean, you know, in South Africa we have water taps, but we literally, in some areas, we don't have running water. We have electricity boxes, we have switches and plugs in our homes, but some of us are still suffering of the load shedding, and some of us still don't have electricity. Now, we also have hospitals, but we know that some South Africans battle a lot to get medication. We have schools, public and private schools, but our children are still not admitted in those schools. I think we all know where I'm going to. We know why we are suffering from all this service delivery. The picture that I'm trying to paint here, South Africans, is that we are in trouble. We are in trouble because we have been promised a better life. but it was just a scam that was fed to black South Africans. Instead of a better life, our new reality is unemployment, crime, poverty, and inequality. You know, the list doesn't end. South Africa is a lawless country, and it has become a playground for criminals. Now I want us to talk about township economy. Our country is ran by foreigners. Our local businesses are ran by foreigners. They are selling counterfeit goods. They are selling expired goods. Our kids are dying. Others are lying in hospital as we speak. Products are manufactured in the backyards against all regulations. The level of lawlessness in this country is so disappointing. Now, foreigners have taken advantage of this brazen lawlessness. They know that's our weakest link. Now, this is how Operation Dudula is going to intervene in all this. Now, let me just make this clear that Operation Dudula is not a xenophobic group, neither vigilantes. We are a peaceful movement. We just refuse to share the little of what's left with the visitors. Corrupt politicians and officials that are already looting enough from South Africans. Now, this is why we say South Africa belongs to South Africans and not visitors. And that is how it's going to be. South Africa does not belong to all who lives in it. It belongs to South Africans. Now, under Operation Dudula, no foreigners will trade in South Africa unless they meet the investor criteria defined by our immigration and economic laws. Now, this means the streets will be cleaned. Spaza shops must be owned and operated exclusively by South Africans. We don't compromise, and we are not ready for negotiations on that part. There will be no counterfeit goods, no expired goods on those shelves, because offenders would be charged with attempted murder. So all that we are seeing, foreign national selling counterfeit goods, expired goods, and they get away with it, under Operation Dudula, that won't happen. But now, I want us to also talk about the national call by Operation Dudula. We've been discussing the issue of township economy for the past 3 weeks, since we have been losing our children under the hands of foreign nationals. The kids in Naledi were the first ones to die. And after that, we started receiving calls, communities inviting Operation Dudula. And we've been getting more calls of other children that are passing on, but it's clear that the media mainstream did not cover that. South Africans do not know about it. The 2 children that passed on in Naledi and the 2 that passed in the West Rand, those are not the only 4 kids that passed on. The number keeps increasing daily. and our government is still doing nothing about it. But because we said Operation Dudula is there for South Africans, it will always prioritize South Africans, and where the government is not doing what they're supposed to be doing, Operation Dudula will go there and make sure that we make noise until the government enforce these laws, because we are not just talking things from out of our head. These laws are there, but they are not being enforced. Now, the national call by the Operation Dudula is that we're calling on all communities to ensure that foreign-owned spaza shops are closed. Now, we are not saying that we are going to check for expired goods, we are going to check for counterfeit goods. We are saying they need to be closed. Now, these people need to move out of our townships. They have disrespected us as South Africans, and we are saying enough is enough. We no longer need them in our communities. Now, Operation Dudula is also calling on all communities to organize themselves, approach authorities to oversee these operations. Now, we all know that in the past days, we've had issues with the law enforcement agencies where they've been telling us that we are not allowed to be raiding these spaza shops. But we gave them time to do their work, but they still failed us. But because we are law-abiding citizens and we are a peaceful movement, we are going to still go to them, let them know that we're going to be doing these operations, ask for their assistance. We are going to ask for the health inspectors as well, because we still don't see them in these foreign-owned spaza shops. We are still going to consult with the law enforcers. But we are saying these spaza shops are going to close. Now, Operation Dudula is also calling on law enforcement agencies to join communities and stop harassing them instead. We honestly want to work together, but it looks like there's a pushback. That's why Operation Dudula is calling on the law enforcement agencies to assist these communities so that we do these programs peacefully and just making sure that our communities are safe. We cannot be losing children so much. Others are lying in hospitals, waiting for their day. It cannot be right. Now, South Africans, let us all hold hands, unite, fight the enemy, and let's make sure that we start with the spaza shops, because there's more than that. We have drug issues. You know, we've been seeing the young ones hanging around these spaza shops till late at night, and you ask yourself, what are they doing in those spaza shops? We've also learned that some of these spaza shops are selling drugs, but that's the issue for another day. These were just highlights of what we actually discussed in our General Assembly, and we will be taking some questions. We will answer some of the questions. I can't really confirm that we will answer all of them, because we know there might be too many, but we will try and answer some of the questions. But South Africans, I need to remind you that the Operation Dudula is for South Africans, and we are going to prioritize South Africans in everything that we do. After the township economy program, we are going to move to education, because we need to clear things before the school opens in the next coming year. But let us go to the questions now. I see we have a few questions from the TikTok. Now this question is from Mangisto. Now Mangisto is asking us, why is government not taken to court? Now Mangisto, you know that taking these matters to court is quite expensive, and we've always said that Operation Dudula is not funded. But we had tried before. We have attempted taking some matters to court. But as you know, even you've seen with the Mutwaledi's ZEP case, that it's like the justice system is just against us South Africans. It favors foreign nationals. But that case will be appealed, I believe. We have spoken to our legal team. They are busy on that, but it will be appealed. But we also know that the justice system is in favor of foreign nationals, but we will not stop. We will keep trying, but we will keep updating you. When we have enough funds before, the general elections, because we feel that that's our only hope now, to make sure that we remove the ruling party, we remove the corrupt officials in power. Operation Dudula is giving the voters back their power. We are saying you need to vote for a party that prioritizes South Africans. I hope I answered your question. I'm going to go to the second question from Litabo. Now Litabo is asking us, are we afraid of white foreigners? I think we get this quite a lot. But we've heard people saying that we are Afrophobic, It's just pity that, your black foreigners are the ones that are committing these crimes, and it's just too obvious. We know they are the ones that are doing drugs. We know they are the ones who are doing human trafficking, but we're not afraid of whites. We visit some of these companies. We'll try and share a video where we visited a white company and also, I think, a Portuguese store. So we do also visit China's. So we're not just focused on the black ones, but the black ones are the most problematic ones. But we're going to make sure that we clean each and every, we don't care whether you are black, you're white, you are pink, you're green, we are going to clean this country. When you remain in South Africa, you will be a legal immigrant with proper documentation. If you're here to trade, you will have your visa, your proper visa. If you're here to study, you will have your study visa. If you're here to work, it will be one of the critical skills. Operation Dudula is going to make sure of that. I know our national coordinator once said foreigners must cross their hands that 2024 must not come, because once we get into that parliament, it's going to be hard for foreign nationals in this country. I mean, the illegal ones, we are going to make sure we deal with them decisively. The legal ones, until there is an audit, we are still saying we are unsure who's legal or who claims to be legal in this country, but an audit still needs to be done. I hope I've also answered you, Letabo. Now there's another question: how do I join Operation Dudula? We are also going to be circulating our membership form, and there's also a digital form. It's 20 rands per annum, and it's 100 rands for 5 years. Now we are busy issuing out membership cards now. We had started with the 5 years membership cards. We call them the platinum cards because that's more of your like your bank card. It's your proper card. But if you're paying a 20 rand, you'll get more like your business, your business paper card. That will obviously have to last you for a year. But if you're on 5 years, then it will be a proper card. And also, if you follow us on our Twitter handles, our all social media platforms, we will keep sending these forms, sending these links. And there's also a scan where you can just scan. It will take you straight to our membership form. So this is, okay, I don't have a name here, but the question is, when are you expelling white people? So remember, we don't just expel people. We get rid of the people who comes here to the country unlawfully so. But if white people are also here in the country illegally, we will definitely deal with them. But we don't just expel people for being white. We are not xenophobic. We are a movement that deals with corruption. And is this the last live stream? Definitely no. We're still going to have more of these. Mostly it will be on Thursdays. Please be on the lookout. We will keep circulating the link. We will have a link that will take you straight to our live streamings. But please do share it with your families and friends. Let people be updated on what's happening in our country, because we have people who are still not clear, people who still don't even know that we have issues with illegal immigrants. They think it's our brothers and sisters, but yet they are killing us. But now I'm asking you that please let us circulate all this information. Let us make South Africans aware that we are in trouble. In Kwatema today, foreigners were ready to shoot South Africans because they are not ready to go back home. We had asked the Zimbabwean nationals before that, why don't you go back home? Go fix your countries. Go and fight your own government, like Operation Dudula is doing. We are fighting our own government. We are not targeting people. We are fighting our own government. We are fighting with the system and not the people. So foreign nationals also need to learn from us. Go do this in their respective countries. Then we can talk about the unities and all that. But for now, can people go back home and fix the issues in their countries? I see I have another list of questions. Now this is coming from the Eastern Cape. Not long ago we had launched the province in the Eastern Cape. Now the question is, how can you help us around the Eastern Cape? Now people are asking us to come. Please come to the Eastern Cape. We have leaders in the Eastern Cape. We will circulate contacts whilst we are on live streaming. I will also be asking our team to circulate the numbers of the leaders in Eastern Cape. You must just tell us exactly where, then we'll give you the right person to talk to. But Operation Dudula is now in all 9 provinces. If you need help, you must just shout, but we also need communities to join us, because You, as a community member, you are an Operation Dudula member. So you are the one that's going to also be making sure that Operation Dudula spreads in your respective place. You will be the leader. Remember, Operation Dudula is not imposing you with leaders, but we want communities to actually give us leaders that will lead you. We want you to give us people that you trust, that they can lead. Now that is Operation Dudula. Now I see we also have another one. So these are not questions basically. I see it's more of request, because this one, the second one says, how can you help us in Rankuwa? We have received a letter today from the community of Rankuwa. They want to clean their township. Now they want foreign nationals to be removed. So on Saturday, it will be the 25th, I think. It will be the 29th, I think. Yeah, I think it will be the 29th. They've invited us because community members need help. Now, Operation Dudula is for South Africans. We will be in Rankuwa over the weekend. Expect us, we are coming. Now the third question is, what are you going to do with the informal traders on our streets? Okay, now this was not really clear. If you're just saying informal traders, do you mean foreign nationals that are trading besides the road, or you mean South Africans? Because if you know, even informal trading, there are spaces where people need to trade. You can't just go and put your table and trade everywhere you feel like trading. There are bylaws that needs to be implemented. We are also calling on, you know, the metros, the metropolis to start doing their work. Bylaws needs to be implemented. Our townships and, you know, in the cities, it's bad, it's dirty. There are no pavements. You could hardly see a pavement because all the pavements in our cities are occupied by informal traders. You'd find one is selling food, the next one is doing the hair, the next one is selling, you know, your fake CDs, your fake DVDs and all that. It's just a mess. Our country is going down the drain. If we don't stand up now, no one will stand up for us. We need to save this country for the future generation of this country. We can see that they are being targeted, especially with drugs. You find most of them sleeping in the robots. And it tells you that our youth is dying on a daily basis. And if a country does not have youth, then we are doomed as a country. Now, informal traders, the bylaws needs to implement. They need to be implemented. Now, the fourth question here is, how do we donate? I think I did mention before that Operation Dudula has no sponsor. We are not receiving funds from anybody. Each and every member of Operation Dudula is funding this organization. When we go to operations, even when you communities call us, we use our own money. We dig deeper in our pockets. But we are asking South Africans that please assist us. We will be circulating bank details so that you can just, you know, pop in anything that can help us. We need to be moving across 9 provinces. We're getting calls from you requesting us to help you, but we need resources so that we can be able to help you efficiently. Now please donate, South Africans. It's for a good cause. We are trying to save the little that's left in our country. There's another set. It's coming from YouTube. Now I see the person that has written this looks like he or she is in fear now. It's asking us what if foreigners kill SA during this time? Now I'm going to be brutal and tell you that we will have to blame our own government. Operation Dudula is in Bogoto. Have had a march to the Minister of South African National Defence Force. Till date, we haven't received any response. All we were asking is that can they release the army to come to our townships and our cities to clean up. Deport people, let them go back home. Illegal immigrants need to be deported. We are saying mass deportation to all illegal immigrants. But we did not get any response. You know, during COVID, in COVID times, the president of South Africa, in a minute, everything came to a standstill in South Africa. He used his powers to make sure that everything comes to a standstill. He deployed soldiers to make sure that people do not go out of their homes. Why is it so difficult that they deploy the very same soldiers that they deployed during COVID to make sure that they search each and every home? If you're an illegal immigrant, they deport you back home. We are still calling out on Thandi Modise, the Minister of the Defence Force, that we are asking you before things get bad, because it has already started in Guatemala, where foreign nationals are starting to fight South Africans. For now, it's still a throwing of stones, but we know that at a later stage, it will be something else. But we always say to South Africans, everything that we do, can we do it peacefully? Let us not fight them. Let us just make sure that we talk to them peacefully. Let them go out of our townships. Now we really need soldiers deployment in this country. The time has come. If our government fails us on this, they're probably ready for war. Now, I think this one is saying, are you auditing the businesses? Are you against business? Definitely we cannot be against business. During our assembly, we begged for business people to remain in South Africa because we know that some of them are ready to leave this country because they have losing hope. What we are saying is that we had asked them to give us just, few more months, at least 1 year. Let us fix the mess in this country. Let's try to get things back to normal so that they can be able to run their businesses proper, like before. We know there's a lot of distractions, and I must say that a feeling of losing a job is one painful feeling that one can ever go through. That's why we had called that, please, business people, please be patient with us a bit. We will definitely make sure that we correct the wrongs that the ruling party have done. We know it's not going to be an easy one, but we promise South Africans that we are going to try. Now, This is another one from TikTok. Now this one says he is not a foreigner in Africa. Why is OD calling people foreigners? Now we have borders in South Africa. Not just in South Africa, we have borders in this country. And unfortunately, if you're from another country, moving to another country, you will be a foreigner in that country. As long as it's not your country of birth, you are a foreigner in that country. Yes, we are Africans, but this is South Africa. And we need other Africans to start respecting the laws of South Africa. When you come to our country, you are going to have proper documents. This lawlessness that's happening now in South Africa, after 2024, it's going to be over, because we are going to make sure that we work with communities, we're going to work with civil society movements, we are going to work with other political parties that talks the same language with Operation Dudula, to make sure that the illegality that's happening in our country stops. And we are calling on all communities to assist us. We know people have been calling us when they have issues in their companies, when their bosses are mistreating them, when there is crime happening in and around their townships. They call us. Operation Dudula has become a labor department. We have become SAPS, you know. We have become immigrations for that matter. We have become inspectors of these spaza shops. That's how much people have hope in Operation Dudula. And we are not going to disappoint you, South Africans. We are going to make sure that we deliver. We know that you've heard stories, you have promises, almost 30 years now that you've been promised a better life. But a better life is coming for you. Come 2024, we say it will be our 1994. We want youth to register for voting. Go out in numbers to register. It's easy, you can do it online now. We will share the IEC number, WhatsApp number. Share it with your friends, share it with your family. Let us have those long queues that we had in 1994. You know, when we removed the apartheid government out in 1994, and everyone was happy that there will be freedom in this country. Let us do the same in 2024. Let us go out in numbers. If you don't vote, your vote will go to the current ruling party. You would have not done a difference. You must know that if we still have more numbers in the current ruling party in the next year, you must blame yourself that you sold the country on a silver platter. Commander's morning. I'm going to go to TikTok. Now, Sibulelo Kwatema is saying foreigners are killing us in our townships. They are bribing more. They are bringing more into our township with guns. Now, this is in Kwatema. I spoke about Kwatema earlier. It looks like the situation is getting worse. Now it's no more a fight of stones. It has escalated to guns. Now our communities are unsafe in the East Rand. Babucele, please intervene. Can you send your foot soldiers, Kwatema? I know even in the Val, we've also received a voice note yesterday. Oh mama, bayakhala in the Val side. They're being terrorized by your Somalians, your Pakistanians, your Bangladesh. We are living in fear in our own country. That's sad. the freedom that our parents had fought for, we are not enjoying it. But it will all pass. Come 2024, people, you need to vote wise. Operation Dudula will give voters back its power. Now Tandy from TikTok is saying, are you not afraid of civil war? I see people are just thinking of war. It's because we are living in hard times, I must say. This should have been prevented by our government if they had listened to us. You know, when Operation Dudula started Operation Dudula was founded in 2020, but we started our operations in 2021. And the very first operation that we did was raiding the spaza shops, because we could see that there is a big problem with these spaza shops. When I grew up, I had to walk about 5-10 minutes going to a spaza shop. Manje, a spaza shop is just a doorstep away from my home. It's not possible that we can have so much spaza shops in one block. More than 10 spaza shops in a block. When we started in 2021, spaza shops were 13,000. Today there are 150,000 spaza shops. In the space of 2 years, that's too much. But when we started then, we raided these shops. And some of you had seen those videos trending when we got rotten food in those shops. You know, urine in those shops, because they help themselves in the very same shop where they sell food. These people are dirty. These people do not like you, South Africans. They're just milking you out money. And they don't even pay tax. They don't even bank this money. They ship it out of our country. Paper money is very expensive, but it just goes out of our country. People are trading and they're not paying tax. Taxpayers are suffering because they have to pay for a lot of people. But we are all suffering in this country. Cost of living is escalating on a daily basis. But Operation Dudula is going to correct that. Now, Waden from TikTok is asking us, how about starting our paramilitary? It's a good idea, I must say. It might be a bit late, but we really need it. I'm going to talk to my chairperson, Mr. Peter Dimba. He's more experienced, together with our founder of the movement, Solomon Kekana, known as Ukruga. This is their department. They are the military veterans in Operation Dudula. So I will ask them to guide us on this one especially. We shall communicate it with you. But I must say that we really need it. You know, in other countries like your China, and you know, other African countries, they train their kids at a very young age. But as South Africans, if your child knows how to dance, it's a very nice thing. But you know, in China, they teach a child how to assemble and deassemble a gun at a very young age. I think we need to also adapt such, because even our education system, it's not helping us at some point. And we really need to also bring back the technicons, because some kids are not coping in schools, but they might be good with their hands, but we're not giving them that opportunity. So we're going to bring back those technicons. If you just give us a chance as Operation Dudula, let us show you what we are capable of. We have been capable even if we had nothing, we had no power, we had no finances. You know, we're running this movement from our own pockets, but we have saved a lot of South Africans. We have placed South Africans in jobs. We have let South Africans trade in these plaza shops because we had Dudulad these foreign nationals at some other townships, and we replaced them with South Africans. At some point, we visited, you know, the most dangerous places. We've been underground in Krugersdorp, where there were zamazamas. We assisted police to make sure that these zamazamas are out of that place. But, you know, if you are Operation Dudula, you are a threat to the government. They make sure that they sabotage you in any way. They will arrest us. If they find us raiding these stores, they will tell us we're not allowed to do so, even when our kids are dying. We expected them to start, you know, we expected that we'd be seeing inspectors raiding these stores, closing down some of the stores, but it's still not happening. We just hear them saying they're going on operations. We have Operation Fiela, Operation Shanyela, but what are they doing? They're just wasting taxpayers' money, because they only do that operation for a day and they don't come back to see if there's still something else that needs to be done or not. They do it for a day and then they turn away and they leave. But why can't we have a successful aftermath that will last us and make sure that we sanitize at least those areas? Have people that will you know, you'll have your wardens. We have newly appointed wardens that can always be in those places. Make sure that after cleaning, there's no dirt. But that's what we are planning to do as Operation Dudula. We are going to sanitize places and we are going to make sure that they stay clean forever. There will be no counterfeit goods, there will be no expired goods, but the time will come. Now, Akole Ngezana. Now, this is from YouTube. ANC and EFF zifuna bahlale bathengise. Ucinga nizokwazi ukuwa wina, nicinga nizokwazi ukuyiwina le mpi. Now, Akole is saying that ANC and the EFF wants these people to stay. Now, he or she is asking if, are we going to win this war? Akole, now this is a promise. This is a promise that we are going to win. Operation Dudula ayikaze yahluleka. Sihluleka sebasibophile sesisemaseleni. But we are going to win this war because these laws are there. We are not just creating things out of our head. We are talking about laws that are there. They just need to be implemented and enforced. The acts are there, you know. Everything is there. But our government is just turning a blind eye. And they don't do what they need to do. But we are going to force them to do the right thing, to save this country. We had our brothers and sisters who went out to other countries to get military training to come back home and save this country. We are going to call all of them to bring that skill and make sure that we save the little that's left of this country. We are not going to back up. We are not going to give up. This struggle is going to continue until the freedom that we have been promised, we enjoy it. Commanders, morning. Now, why are South Africans not opening their shops? South Africans want to open their shops, but they are not being supported. Our government is not supporting them. They're not helping them with funding. There are too many red tapes when they apply. Their application sits in the departments for more than 6 months until they give up. Now, the very same government is not creating a conducive environment for them to win in this industry. So they will definitely not win. As long as we have these foreign national spaza shops in our townships, in the towns, our own South Africans will not win, because they cannot be competing with people who are producing and manufacturing their own products. That's why you'll find a product that they sell them cheaper, way cheaper than a normal price. It's because they are fake products. Now, our government needs to make sure that they support South Africans, because we are going to remove them. Now it's time that the government speeds up their applications and make sure that they get these funds. We are already receiving calls from some landlords asking us if we know of any people that want to trade, want to rent the spaza shops. We are already getting calls from some business people who are saying they're just waiting for funds, but can we spare some few shops for them? So the country is coming right. People are getting ready to trade in this industry. So the government must make sure that the environment is conducive. Commanders, morning. So now we have another one. It's a comment of a lady asking us about hijacked properties. Now, we had people who joined Operation Dudula that lives in the cities where they are hijacked buildings. You know, they are renting out from foreign nationals. Foreign nationals hijack properties and they rent out to South Africans. Sure. I've never seen such. You know, foreign nationals are enjoying South Africa's economy, and they're not paying a cent back to our municipalities. They rent out these hijacked buildings to our own South Africans. They pocket the money. They do not pay a cent to municipalities. We are saying time is up. We have been working very hard on hijacked properties. We have a gentleman that heads our media house desk. He's been working very hard on these hijacked properties, especially in the townships, where you find there's a syndicate of there's people who are selling properties without people, the owners, knowing that the properties are up for sale. You're living in your house, you think you own the property, and it had been long changed in the deeds office. Corrupt officials. They change our parents' title deeds into their friend's name. They're using sheriffs to go and send out eviction notices, and they also use the corrupt police officers to go and evict our people. Angena pamapoisa in the properties. But we are going to correct all this lawlessness in this country. we have been watching, but the time Yokbegi TV is over. You people will just sit there with popcorns and watch a movie when Operation Dudula is doing what it's good at. Now the hijacked properties in the CBDs, we know that the deeds office, the masters is involved. We know the syndicate, and we are soon going to bust it. Soon. Believe me when I say soon. Those runners that are always loitering in the masters and in the deeds office, we are watching you. We know the game now. Soon we are coming for you. We are going to expose you. Commander's morning. Now you know, even in the Tarfantein, you know, especially in Joburg, Tarfantein, Rosettenville, in KwaDukuza, your Fredefort. You know, our country is just taken for a ride. I must be clear. They hijack properties like nobody's business. And the government knows who the properties belong to. Yes, some are privately owned, but some are owned by the city. Why can't they take over the buildings that belongs to the city? Why are we being told by this PI Act? Why is this PI Act only applies when foreign nationals are supposed to be evicted, but when South Africans are evicted, the PI Act doesn't apply? Is this government for really South Africans? I don't think so. The government is for foreign nationals, and South Africans, if you haven't opened your eyes by now, I am asking you to do more research. Watch more videos that we post on a daily basis. The hard work that Operation Dudula is doing on the ground. The media mainstream will not show you the good that Operation Dudula is doing. It will only show you the bad when we raid these plaza shops and we are being told that it's against the law. That's what they're going to show you. But when we find poisoned food, when we find people who hijacked the properties, they will not show you that. When you find counterfeit goods in town, those techies that you buy, your Nikes, your Adidas, your Ntonton, they will not show that. But they will show you that we are a vigilante group, we are xenophobic, but they will not show you the wrong that the foreigners are doing. Commander's morning. Now in the next 24 hours, you must watch the space in KwaDukuza. Stang. Keep following us. We will share it with you next coming Thursday. But something is happening in KwaDukuza in the next 24 hours. I cannot reveal, but we shall share them with you. Commander's morning.
Morning.
Have a great evening further.